Poverty destroys hypergamy and makes women humble again. Welcome back, guys, and we have another interesting topic to talk about. This is really important, and that's why make sure to stick with me till the end of this video so you can fully understand the implications of poverty and how the future of dating will look like, not only abroad but also in Western society. But before we continue, let's jump into the intro. Alright, guys, poverty destroys hypergamy and makes women humble again. Did you ever think about why women overseas in third world countries such as Thailand, Philippines, any African countries, Mexico or whatsoever, did you ever think about why for you as a Western man it is so easy to date women over there? Yeah, of course, many of you will tell me now, yeah, this is simply because you are a rich guy for them. You are basically a walking ATM. Yeah, and of course, even when this is not the only reason, but this is one of the main reasons because of financial stability and financial security, why these women overseas in third world countries, in developing countries, why they are chasing men from Western societies. But the rabbit hole goes much deeper than you may believe, and that's why it's important that we discuss this at first glance really simple topic a little bit deeper. Basically, guys, there is one major reason why our society, the Western society nowadays, is collapsing. And the ugly truth that so many people don't want to speak about is that society granted too many rights, too many privileges, and basically too much comfort to modern Western women. Okay, let me explain this further. You see, guys, nowadays women basically outperform men in every aspect of life. Women go to college or university, they make their degrees, they climb up the corporate ladder, they make careers. Some women even start an online business or something else. And of course, also crappy platforms such as OnlyFools. Yes, you know what I'm talking about. Also these platforms or marketing themselves on Instagram or TikTok. This allows women on top of this to earn additional money with adult content, simply marketing their own bodies. But to put it in a nutshell, women nowadays are no longer financially dependent on men. Compared with the past, when you think of the 1950s, also still the 1960s, and way farther back in time from then on, it was absolutely normal for thousands of years that the man, the husband of the family, was the provider. Both the children and also the wife in a family, they were dependent on the man. And don't get me wrong, guys, basically it is actually not a real problem when a woman earns money. Usually it is also not an issue if a woman earns more money than a man. In a relationship and in a marriage, when especially nowadays when inflation is rising higher and higher, the living costs are peaking, it is beneficial. It is not only beneficial but even more or less necessary nowadays that both partners in a relationship or marriage earn money. And if you have a woman by your side who is not broke, who is earning their own money, this is basically a benefit. The problem comes into the play with hypergamy. Because of hypergamy, women with great careers, women with a lot of money they are earning each and every year, they simply refuse to get into relationships with men who don't earn significantly more money than them. And this financial independence of modern women in our modern world combined with hypergamy, and if you also add a little dose, a little portion of much delusion that adds on top of this female delusion, this mixture of female delusion, female financial independence, and hypergamy, this mix is the cocktail that makes society collapse. Because women no longer appreciate men, men are hated, men are seen as vermin in modern society. Well, and it sounds hard, guys. It sounds hard, but it is the truth. It is really the ugly truth. When women live in poverty, everything changes. Let's make a thought experiment. Let's say from one day to another in our Western society, all women would suddenly be homeless and are living in the woods, have no internet, have no smartphone, can no longer contact Chad or Tyrone via social media or dating apps. All women suddenly have no money anymore, no shelter, and they are living in the woods. In this thought experiment, if this would become reality from one day to another, and all men still have their jobs, they still have their homes, they earn money, what would happen? If you now go to the forest and you meet one of these homeless women out there and you would approach her, do you think this woman, especially when it's an average looking woman, do you think she would reject you and tell you, "Oh, you are not 6 feet tall. You don't have a six-figure income. You don't have six-pack abs. You don't have 6 inch in your pants. No, get the fuck out of here. I don't want you." No, guys, this would not happen because this woman will be grateful if you take her to your home when she can suddenly sleep in a warm bed again, has fluent and warm water to get washed, has food on the table, and so on. When it comes to survival, women need men. And women are really bad at survival. They don't have any survival skills. Just remember, as I mentioned in one of my other videos before, this TV show when a group of men and a group of women both were sent to a lonely island, escorted by and accompanied by a camera crew, but the camera crew was just leaning back, filming them, and they were standing on their own feet and they had to find a way to manage their own survival on the island. For the group of men, it was a big party. They celebrated together, they sang together, they were joking together, they organized each other based on their talents. One guy was taking care of the campfire, the other guy was hunting, the other guy prepared the meals of the animals, the fish, and so on. The other guy hunted. It was a harmonic it was a harmonic symbiosis between these men. They had a lot of fun. But for the women, on the other hand, the group of women sat on this lonely island, they were only crying all day long, complaining about insects, heat at daytime, cold at nighttime. They were crying, "Oh no, we are starving, we don't know how to stay alive." This is what happens when women face hardship and poverty. When they face hardship and poverty, women are no longer hypergamous. In some way, they still are, but they have to lower their standards. Women in countries like the Philippines, for example, They are literally living in poverty and financial hardships. They are struggling to stay alive, and in some way they must also make their parents, their siblings, their entire family stay alive. That's why they cannot allow themselves to have unrealistic and completely stupid and delusioned standards such as the Western women. They are forced to lower their standards if you are old, balding, ugly, but at least you are still a Western man, you have some money in the pocket, you are financially stable. So in that case, you are far away from looking like a Chad, and maybe you are also even not that tall, but for these women, they say, I don't care. You can even have, if you like, you can even have 2 girls, 3 girls, or even 5 of us. As you can sleep with us every day as often as you like, but as long as you take care of us and our families, everything is fine. This is the harsh reality we are living in, guys. Women nowadays, modern women, especially modern women of Western society, are spoiled because they are financially independent, they have too many rights and privileges. There are special privileges for women and special punishments for men. Men are shamed, men are hated. But but times are going to change. The world economy is going to collapse. The financial elites, BlackRock, they are planning to ruin the lives of all people in the world, to make people become poor, to make the ditch between the rich and the poor people even larger, so that we only have poor people left on this earth besides the super rich. And and as these hard times are coming closer and closer, as the economy worldwide is going to collapse more and more, and as Western society is going to collapse also more and more, as it is planned and by design, everything organized and managed by the financial elite, more and more women will end up in poverty. Not only in developing countries, but also in the developed industrial Western societies and nations. That's why, guys, I always preach, take care of yourselves, start an online business, invest into gold and silver to benefit from the collapse of the society that is ahead of us. Also do sport, have a make sure you have a healthy diet, so also pay attention to your nutrition and build your physique, even if you are not that tall, even if you don't have the genetics to become the next Arnold Schwarzenegger, if you don't take steroids. Just live a healthy life, get the best out of your looks and your body that you can. Also train your mental abilities, your intelligence, get financially settled and stable, and you will have a happy life in the future, and you will also have many women to choose from in the future. And if you don't like, you don't have to commit to any of these girls. But in the future, even in Western society, women will basically drop their hypergamy, and they have to submit to you and become female and humble again, because they will have no other choice. Modern women will be doomed in the future if they keep staying hypergamous, living out their hypergamy combined with huge female delusion and unrealistic standards. All women who will keep doing this crap will face severe consequences in the future, because if no man would like to take care of them, they will be completely lost. Alright guys, the video is too long again already, so what do you think about this? Do you also believe that in nearest future countries in Western society will have the same circumstances like developing countries and overseas? Do you think that also here modern women will have to get rid of their hypergamous and spoiled behavior someday, as we are facing more political and economic hardship? You can write down your opinion and your thoughts in the comments below and share it with me. But also don't forget, if you like this content, to subscribe to my channel. And as I mentioned so many times before, as soon as this channel reaches the first 1000 subscribers, I will have a huge surprise for you. And on top of this, as soon as my channel hits 1000 subscribers, I will crank out my ebook Secrets of Natural Attraction for free. If you don't want to wait for this, you can always purchase it at the moment for only $5, including tax, down below in the video description, when you just click on the link that redirects you to my online shop. But honestly guys, frankly spoken, this ebook contains the best dating strategy for our modern, cooked and completely crappy dating market. And especially if you are an introvert, this dating strategy works very fine for you. If you don't look like a chat, if online dating doesn't work for you, if you don't want to approach women outside, if you don't see it worth your time and effort, you will certainly love the dating strategy that you are going to learn in this ebook. That's why check it out down below in the video description, and even better, help me to reach 1000 subscribers as soon as possible. But also don't forget to hit the like button, as it helps the YouTube algorithm, and share the video if you can. And besides all of that, I hope to see you on the next one, and see you next time, my friends!